Hello everyone, my name is Alex Gomez and welcome back to my channel. On today's video I'm going to show you the sculpting process of white vision using some of the new features of Zbrush 2021.6. If you're new to this channel, please comment, like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I post a video every Friday. So let's get started, guys. Okay, so the first part of the video is gonna be the likeness of of Paul Bettany. So I start with the cranium, and if you guys notice, in my gizmo on top I change to the cranium instead of having the regular shape. Probably I will do a quick tutorial on how to change that up. I think you go to the preferences, and so I wanted to focus first in the nose. I think that Paul Bettany has a really kind of like specific particular nose. So, and work everything around that. Like, I wasn't worried about like the proportions yet, but I was just mostly worried about like where everything was going to be located. I know, like I always say, it's not gonna look like right away, you're not gonna achieve the likeness, but you know, you just have to look at your reference and keep going on it. So yeah, my main thing was just working on the nose and try to figure out how to make it as close as I could for this exercise. Actually, this was a fast exercise, 2 hours sculpting, and kind of like I really enjoyed this process. So for the eyes, I was using like my old techniques that I kind of like I get the sphere, I duplicate it, scale it up, and then I split into two for the upper and lower eyelids. I think it works better. And then for the part that goes in the orbital bone and the eyelid, upper eyelid, I just added a new piece of geometry. I think that worked better, and it's gonna be working better for my workflow instead of kind of like filling it out with a clay buildup. I saw the technique from Rodesca. I really enjoyed his videos, and I have another character for next week, kind of like following a little bit his style. Not even Rodesca, but Dimitri no, I think his name. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it bad, but definitely like looking up to those guys a lot, and trying to push myself more and get that style that they have, because it's super amazing. So yeah, following kind of like his their techniques and Rodesca's techniques, really good, totally recommend them. So yeah, even though like right now I'm working on some of the features, doesn't look at all as Paul Bettany, but as I always say, just look at your model, like side view, front view, perspective, up and down, and you'll see that you're gonna get your shapes properly and your shapes right until you kind of like start getting that likeness. But it's a long process. Some people just kind of like jump around, and kind of like it could look good in a front view or in a side view, but if you go 3/4, doesn't look like him at all. So make sure that you rotate your camera all the time, that you're always sculpting different views and moving a lot. And as you see in my process, like even though I have the shape there and stuff, like still like a long way to go to reach that likeness, that desired likeness. So in some parts, for example, of this sculpt, I kind of like decide to go like, for example, in the orbital bone a little bit sharper, because he's kind of like a robot there, kind of like has like a part robot, part very organic, like his nose and his mouth is very organic, but the part of the orbital bone is pretty like a robotic and sharp. Plus my style is a little bit stylized. I don't know if that's my style, but who knows, I don't go like extreme stylized. I just kind of like go in between the two of them, I guess. I don't know, probably I'm still in the process of discovering what my style is, but it's a fun process to achieve, you know. So yeah, I just keep working, and something that I noticed in this model right from the get-go is that the eyes are too separate, and I will fix them after. So that's something that is definitely throwing me off, and that is kind of like killing that likeness process. I dynameshed there, and I saw, yeah, that's not looking good, and I just moved them in the middle. So something that you have to take in consideration is the profile view as well. So every time that you're doing like a likeness, have 3/4, a front and a profile view, and the profile view helps a lot. You cannot imagine how much it helps when you have a profile view and start looking kind of like how the upper lip goes forward and the upper lip goes a little bit lower, and it depends on the actual facial expression or facial structure, but it's something that really helps a lot. You have a really nice profile view and a really nice front view and a 3/4. That's all the ones that you need to achieve kind of like that desired likeness of your characters. Then I started just building just the kind of like the chest, and also yeah, it's a part that I really kind of like did pretty fast. I kind of like add a little bit of the muscles that I move back to my head, and then I start drawing that part of the kind of like those plates that he has in his head. So I started doing with the mesh project, the new feature of that. It didn't work because it doesn't let me go all the way through to the other side. Like for example in the back, as you guys noticed there, I tried to mask it and it didn't go like that way. So what I did is just use a regular mask for this case and just kind of like paint wherever it goes those shapes and kind of like polish them with a kind of like with a minus mask, kind of like holding alt, control alt and then control and add some, and kind of like a polish it like between plus and minus in this one, and then I just used extract, and that was just pretty simple process to me. And also then after that just kind of like a remesh. But if you see right now in this part of the front, I definitely use the shape to the projection shape, and it's pretty awesome too. Like I really like it, and I'm gonna try to master it as much as I can because I totally enjoyed so much working with that tool. I think it's pretty awesome. Then I just added a little bit of details with a pinch damp standard, and but I ended up adding more or projecting more shapes, as you can see right there. Right there, I started like with a project mesh. It's such an awesome tool. Like if you guys gonna use it, you're gonna love it. So hopefully you guys get to definitely upgrade your or update your Zbrush. So in this case for the face, I masked it out because I wasn't like I didn't like, and I'm not that good at make those kind of like divisions between those two pieces, and definitely like I just extract that part of the face. So you're gonna see the techniques that I use here just for those places that Vision or what Vision has on his face. I just use the mesh project. Then I went to the eyes, and probably gonna make a tutorial soon. This is just like a regular kind of like just for me to kind of like have a sense of how it's gonna look, but I actually like ended up using doing the eyes in Maya. I have a set of eyes that I made, and I'll probably make a tutorial of how to make those eyes and show it to you. It's super simple. I can do it in Maya easier. I can do it in Blender as well. If you guys like, just leave in the comments which software would you rather use to make those eyes. I can use it or do it as well in Zbrush, but anyways. So yeah, I did the same for this part of the chest, and I ended up like rebuilding it after that video because I didn't like how it looked, and pretty much I think it was looking pretty good at the end. I kind of like divided all the pieces that I needed to divide of that kind of the chest was like the components of it. So there were a lot of modifications that I did. Like I didn't kind of like follow the exact design of the white Vision. I kind of like when doing my own thing, and because it was a speed one, I didn't want to spend so much time like working in so many details. I wanted to have like a nice character, like a fast and fun, and that's what I did. So sometimes, you know, like I don't follow exactly how it goes on my reference. I just kind of like put a little bit of my style or my stuff. Like for example, that part, just take it off, didn't like it. It's okay to do it, you know. Sometimes you make mistakes on the process, and it's okay just to, you know, revisit what you did and see if it's looking good or not, and just change it or just rebuild it, because there's no point, definitely there's no point for you to keep going with something that is not working out. So yeah, I added a piece there, but I definitely didn't like it. So you're gonna see in my render, or the one that you see like in the beginning of the video, that part of that plate of the chest, the armor is way different than the one that I did there. But I was just exploring a lot with the new brushes, pretty much the project to mesh brushes, which are really cool. I will try to play around with the other ones, the curve ones, which are pretty interesting, strut curves. I've been playing around with those ones a little bit, but yeah, they're not as easy to do. Mike Pavlovich a video, like actually I was watching his live. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like it was a really fun character for me to do. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, comment, and don't forget to watch my other 2 videos. See you next Friday, and have an amazing weekend, guys. Take care and keep creating. Bye.